Hey, how you doing? I have a short video lesson for you today. You're right in the middle of my kitchen, and I plan on going over a few things, giving you a few cool tips that you might not have heard yet regarding some breakfast strategies that a lot of top-notch fitness professionals are recommending, why they're recommending them, and what they can do for you. The first one I want to go over is what's called meat and nuts breakfast. Okay, basically, this strategy I've been playing with myself. There's a lot of good science behind it. And it's something that my good friends Vince Almonte recommends. If your goal is to maintain as much lean muscle mass as you have and drop body fat, you're not in an enormous caloric surplus, you're not trying to gain muscle mass as your first priority. Okay, that's the criteria. And for that criteria, a lot of people are finding it beneficial for their first meal of the day to have a gradual rise in their blood sugar, which is done by combining extra lean meat, okay, with nuts of your choice, along with a green veggie such as spinach. This strategy is very, very useful that I use certain times of the year when I'm not in that, muscle building mode, trying to pack on as much muscle as possible, and I'm not working out, okay, after meal one. Meaning that it gives my body some time to adjust, and I have my carbs later before my workout. In this situation here, I have some extra lean ground beef cooking. I'm gonna add in some spinach, okay? Not of my choice, I'm probably gonna go with cashews today. The nuts are incorporated to providing us with our smart fats for the day, along with helping that gradual rise in blood sugar. Now the extra lean ground beef that you see here that's being cooked up is gonna provide us with a nice steady rise in our blood sugar. It's not gonna spike our insulin. Don't be weary about incorporating red meat into your diet. If you've read some studies out there that might have scared you off because of the linkage to heart disease or whatever, because I've done other videos on this, but basically to sum it up, a lot of the research out there is stuff that comes about by lumping in extra lean cuts of steak and ground beef into studies that have, sausage, hot dogs, processed foods that are involved in those studies. So extra lean ground beef, certain cuts of steak have much different nutritional profiles, and these same concerns don't apply, okay, to extra. Actually, there's a lot of research out there that shows certain cuts of steak and extra lean ground beef can actually improve cholesterol levels, decrease triglycerides. A lot of people don't understand that the fat content, okay, that's in certain cuts of steak and extra lean ground beef, half of it is actually monosaturated fat, the kind of fat that you get in olive oil. It's completely and solely good for you. It's not something we have to be concerned about. The saturated fat, it can be incorporated very, very healthily into your diet if you're sensible about it. So don't get too scared off by that. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to determine our nutritional quantities, okay, to meet our caloric needs. We're going to incorporate the spinach into the meat, okay? We're gonna add in our nuts. We're good to go. I like to alkaline my body as much as possible by going with my lemon water, as I've talked about in other videos. And then if you're a coffee drinker, I'd recommend moving more towards a sugar alternative with all the, we don't really need to get into all of the problems with sugar intake in North America, but the things I recommend for sugar substitute include xylitol and stevia, both of which are going to be very, very sweet. Actually have a much sweeter taste than sugar itself, and are very satisfying. Xylitol is actually very, very good for your teeth and gums, believe it or not. Another couple tips for you if you are in lean muscle building mode and you're thinking this might not apply to you, it really can apply to you. It's very, very simple. You're just going to want to incorporate a nice complex carb into the mix, not into the mix, but like as a side, oatmeal would be a perfect choice in this particular situation here. So you can get your nutritional needs fulfilled for lean muscle building or fat loss with the basis of a nice meat and nuts breakfast with your nice greens in the form of spinach in this case. The last tip I'd like to give you, if you are in lean muscle building mode that not a lot of people address, and you might have heard it, might not have heard it, it's always advantageous to rotate, okay, your protein sources throughout the day as much as possible instead of sticking to whatever your main choice is for a protein source and eating that multiple times a day. The reason being is that switching up and creating a variety in your lean muscle building protein sources is going to provide you with increased digestion, absorption, and utilization of the different amino acids that come in different quantities in these protein sources. So that's a cool little tip, an advanced strategy that you might want to concentrate on when you're getting to that level and you're thinking, all right, I want to build as much lean muscle as I can. Think about switching up your protein sources throughout the day. And I think that's all I got for you this morning. About to crush some of this breakfast. And I look forward to bringing you back in my kitchen the next time I got something cool to share. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon.